Is this actually a favorable fight for Liquid? I could see it being that. Oh no, the Glimmer. Oh, Quinn is gonna live. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about Alchemist, one of Dota's most broken heroes in the current moment. Alchemist had an incredible win rate at the Berlin Major, and honestly, it's just insane. Funny enough, its win rate tends to be really low in the average pub, and I honestly think it's because the hero isn't like the best 50 to 60 minute carry. However, if you can get good at hitting this 15-16 minute BKB Radiance timing on this hero, it is completely unstoppable. There are very few heroes that match up well against it, and so let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So if you aren't familiar, what makes Alchemist really powerful right now is the fact that bounty runes give him 80 gold apiece, so at level 1 he just gets an incredible amount of gold. Like, with no assists, he has 300 gold going into the lane. Now to be fair, this build doesn't actually cost all of your gold, so that partially helps. And then he's gonna skill Concoction. Concoction is almost always better than Acid at level 1, because number 1, they nerfed Acid pretty damn hard in 7.33b, they hard nerfed the radius, and they lowered the armor reduction by 1. So the ability is just straight up worse. On top of that, using Acid Spray in the early levels is going to hardcore push in the creep wave, which is typically not something you generally do in the safe lane, right? Because, you know, you're laning next to your tower, why would you? So he's gonna skill Concoction because basically you can channel the Concoction at any point to zone the enemy away from CS. So he's not gonna do it right away here. Typically you're gonna see him channel it when range creep, CS, or denies are coming up. And that's about it for Alchemist in the early waves. You're gonna pull creep aggro onto the range creep, and then use Concoction to secure the other one. You can't actually throw Concoction at the range creep, so be aware of that and make sure you throw it early enough. Like for instance here, you know, he kind of just chucks it at the guy and then gets a range creep deny. It's a very simple play, easy to execute, and very effective. Next, Dyrachyo is going to rush Power Treads. I'm such a huge fan of Power Treads on most carries right now, and the reason why is they buff Power Treads, where now they give 10 extra movement speed, which is a lot, right? People don't realize how much of a big deal this is. Like, it's really key, and on top of that, when you pop Chem Rage, having attack speed takes advantage of the low base attack time that Chem Rage gives you. If you don't understand base attack time, it basically makes attack speed more effective, and so at the end of the day, when you click Chemical Rage on Alchemist, you hit faster, you heal more, and you run faster. Now in this lane, he never used the Acid Spray. Like, I actually didn't see him use it a single time. And as I said, I think that's because number 1, it can push the wave really hard, which you just generally don't want, right? The harder you push the wave as a safe laner, typically it's a bad thing. There are exceptions to this. For instance, if you're laning with like Undying, you can kind of push the wave under the enemy's tower when you're about to get Tombstone, and then you can use the Tombstone to zone the enemy out from the creep wave that you pushed in, but that's very niche. So the main way you're gonna use Acid Spray is either at level 3 or at level 4. At level 4, you have a hard timing because your Concoction significantly goes up in damage. The movement speed bonus you get from channeling Concoction, which by the way, a lot of people don't know, when you're channeling Concoction, you run much faster. It's 8% faster at level 2, which is a ton, right? It's really a lot, especially with the extra movement speed that Treg gives you. He's gonna take out the Concoction here, which is eventually going to bring his movement speed up to 383, so he's extremely fast. And then the key is, because Concoction is physical damage, you wanna put down the Acid Spray before you actually throw the Concoction. That's what he's going to do here. Then he's going to drop the Blood Grenade, and with the help of the IO, he's actually able to drop Doom very low. And that's huge because they force a Skywrath TP, and they can be very happy about that. So now let's talk about the main farming patterns that's going to enable Dyrachyo throughout the game. The first one is the very standard drag these two camps together. If you get really good at placing max level Acid Spray, you can drag them together, but with only 3 points in Acid Spray, it's pretty hard, and so you typically just place the Acid Spray on the medium camp and then bring the small camp into the Acid. And that's going to allow you to farm it very efficiently, as we see here. From there, he gets a cheeky little D-ward, and then best case scenario, you get to farm the lane creeps. Lane creeps are definitely still extremely valuable for Alch. Even though he's the best hero in the game, arguably, maybe Naga is a close second at farming neutral creeps, right? Just because he gets more gold out of them compared to the average hero. It still is super nice for XP and gold purposes to farm the lane creeps. So best case, you can continue to go back to the lane. Unfortunately, with Chem Rage on cooldown, he wasn't exactly looking to do that. So he decides to go on Zai a little bit here, kind of. Gets a nice little 2 cheeky denies there. Very cool. And that kind of actually allows him to get back to the lane. So you can see, he definitely puts a priority on getting these lane creeps, which I think a lot of players still think like, okay, I'm going to clear this, and then I'm going to immediately go here, and then I'm going to go to here, but that's actually not very efficient. You can do that if your game like completely sucks and it's unlaneable, and you should. Like, if the game really is bad, please just go into the jungle. But instead, look, he can place the acid just on each camp, and if you don't know where to place it, this camp spawns like a little bit in front of this white little marker, and the small camp always spawns like on the back of the white marker. So if you know this, you can just barely place it, and that's going to allow you to drag these. Oh god, these break creeps are the worst. Oh god. But yeah, it's gonna farm with the break creeps, gets the duelist gloves. These are pretty cool, man. Honestly, they give you so much value for farming. If no one's close to you, you get 15 attack speed and 10 damage. They are crazy good for farming in the early game as he just punches his camp. Okay, he was stacking it, very cool. And so yeah, it's a very efficient farming rotation through here. Now with max acid, it makes a lot more sense to jungle. So seemingly his idea is get to max acid, level 7, and then head into the jungle. I would imagine if his game is tough, he would probably just jungle earlier, but you know, it certainly depends. They also go for a reload play on Zai here. That's very nice. They'll probably get him, right? Yeah, they'll get him. That was a weird doom. What the? Another reason why it's important to jungle when you're level 7 is it's very good to give supports the lane, right? For instance, they gave the techies the lane there. And that's really, really nice for techies because, you know, techies needs the levels to thrive. And that's going to be your 11-minute radiance here. Well, just about 11-minute radiance with, you know, 1 kill, 1 assist. So not a crazy score, definitely not a bad score. But an 11-minute radiance is an incredible timing. 100 CS at the 12-minute mark, very, very impressive. And it mostly comes down to having a good laning stage, not using the acid too much, mostly just using it for kill attempts if you're going to go for them, using the concoction to zone people out the creeps a bit, and then eventually when you have higher points in acid, stacking the small camp and basically dragging the small camp together. And what's really cool is if you're efficient about it and you kill the small camp on the minute mark, you can wipe all of these back camps. And you can see, wipes the back camps, then comes to these camps. And I think you can drag this camp and this camp together as well and acid them. It's a little clunky, but it does work. Oh, it just was dead. Okay, so it wasn't there. So you can stack the small camp with radiance here. Yep, beautiful. You can see, so aware of stacks, drags these camps together. And this is why if you can get Alch on Dire in particular, it's just so OP. And on Radiant, it's still good. Like, don't get me wrong, Radiant Alch is definitely still very, very strong. But man, look at these timings he's hitting. 160 CS here, he's gonna stack this as well. Oh wow, okay, using the acid to stack this back camp here. Gonna farm that up. And the reason why he's farming and stacking this big camp, this back camp, instead of the other camps, is because he's reading the map. All while farming all this and doing all this efficiency, he's reading the map. He sees the Lich pushing up, he sees the Wind Ranger, so he gives up that camp, gives up that camp as well, stacks the deep camp because he knows that they're invading this area and he'd rather stay safe, and then he's going to, you know, take that Mud Golem camp quickly, come over for a fight. You know, when you have Radiance, you definitely can fight. If the enemy is invading your side of the map or they're diving mid or something like that and you have Radiance, you're very powerful with Chem Rage plus Radiance. And this is why Alchemist is a ridiculous hero. Even though his team is not having the greatest of games, like honestly Quinn was having one of his tougher Lush games, like he tends to do even better than this, it doesn't matter. You know, with the 60-minute BKB Radiance, you're going to show up to these fights and just be too much of a menace. Acid Spray has so much impact at this point in the game, and he's able to take out Nisha with a max level stun, which is another reason why this hero is key. And this passive, guys, it's actually insane. Like, this corrosive weaponry, it was just given to him as a passive now, right? He used to have Grievous Greed, now it's just Grievous Greed is just a built-in ability, which is insane. But he has this corrosive weaponry, which doesn't seem like that insane, because it's like, oh, it's some movement speed slow. But really the key here, even though the movement speed slow is like actually really good. So let's say you slow them for 30%, right? Which is like 5 hits. That's incredible. That's incredible because then after the stun is over, people can't kite you. Previous alchemists would get kited after the stun ends. That's how it would go. But now they're just slowed for 3.5 seconds and you can keep it going. And on top of that, the status resist reduction is incredible because then anyone who follows up your jump, whether or not it's the Leshrac stun this game, the Pit from Underlord, a Techie stun, anyone who follows up the Alch auto attacks, the Alch initiation is going to stun that enemy for longer. So it just allows Alch to stay on top of targets for much longer. This hero really did get kited harder in the previous patch without this ability. From there, after team fights, it's very important to continue to just do your farming patterns, right? Don't get too distracted on, oh, I want to fight, I guess I can keep fighting. It's generally a better idea to kind of let the enemy team overextend again, go back to your farming patterns, right? Back to stacking the jungle, back to kind of his overall defensive gameplay, clearing up the neutrals here, and then he'll once again drag these camps. Oh no, okay, lane creep pushes in, so he'll clear up the lane creeps, heads toward mid. Oh, he's Blink Dagger, he's gonna set up on, they don't know they have a Blink initiation. That was a cool play. Wow, is Liquid just reading this Blink timing? Surely they are. Oh, it looks like they are. He'll probably just jump Insane here. Yeah, finds a clean jump on the Lich. Does BKB, which probably didn't have to, but they find a good jump on the Lich. They're going to catch the win as well. Chasing forward with no BKB is definitely a little risky here, but yeah, he's just too tanky, and he kind of knows it. I guess he knows that with the auras from the Underlord and the backup of the IO, there's just a very low chance they can actually kill him. And so you can see why this hero has so much impact. It's a solid laner. It hits its timing incredibly fast. The enemy carry, Mickey, is 4-0. He's having a god game. He has 195 CS and he's 4-0. And yet he's still nearly 3,000 gold behind the Alchemist. And it's not like Alchemist kit is bad. Like, I think people keep thinking like, oh, Alchemist is like, he's ahead on gold. He's just not that useful. Especially with this new passive, it's just not true. This hero is just strong. Like in team fights, it's just strong. It's a blink stun, right? Which is really nice. Acid is just a good ability. It does a lot of damage early game. Like it really adds up early game. And so they end up chasing through here and finding another fight. And the blink initiation factor is something that a lot of carry heroes don't have. You can truly catch the enemy team off guard in a team fight. And if you can blow up a support or, go on a core with a little bit of follow-up, maybe one hero for follow-up, you're going to get that kill. Now they're going to take Roche with the help of the acid spray. And from there, the game, I guess it wasn't that easy. It ends up dragging on a little bit here, but they're in incredible position. As Dyrachyo is going to continue to farm. And this is what I love about him. He's really good about, just destroyed the ledge. But he's really good about not getting distracted in between the fights. A lot of carry players, they'll take a team fight or they'll take Roche and they immediately just head to the next fight or next objective. And this is just not the way to play out, right? It's all about hitting that next timing, and abusing the timing after timing after timing to win team fights. Because now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just has a completed Assault Kuros, right? It's just like, oh, yep, he just got an AC. 22 minutes in, he's got an AC. 7k gold above the Bloodseeker, the usual. Now he ends up killing himself here, unfortunately. So this is an example of what not to do. No, don't channel the stun and throw it at nothing. That is, he got silenced by Skye, which is actually insanely good by Boxy. How did Boxy get this off? Oh yeah, you just saw him channeling a precasted silence. He just beasted on him. All right, so bit of a choke from Dyrachyo there. Try not to stun yourself and kill yourself. That is not a great option. So now, after continuing to his farming rotations, which once again I just want to emphasize how important this is, he's going to farm out of an Abyssal Blade, and yeah, you can see his team. What I really love about Gaming Gladiators is they're never truly in a rush. They really seem to just kind of be comfortable with hitting their next timing and drawing the game out a little bit. If they feel like, they're close to an item or the enemy team is farming less than them, they'll just chill. And I really love that because, yeah, it just farms a full Abyssal Blade in like a minute and a half. And now if the game wants to slow down as well, if Liquid wants to sit in their base, they can wait Roche, they can wait to get Aghanim Scepters, they can kind of just chill as he gets the Lotuses for Celery. Very nice. Very good on IO. These Lotuses on IO are incredible. As fight breaks out, let's see how he executes here. He's going to lead in. At this point of the game, oh, bad initiation from Tofu. He's going to try out. Does Nisha have a Linken's? Why is he not going Nisha? I feel like he could have jumped Nisha there. Finds a 2-man stun onto the, and by the way, this is part of the reason why the hero's insane. Basically, the 3 damage per Grievel's Greed stack. I guess he has no Grievel's Greed, which actually, okay, that kind of sucks, because you can get up to about 48 damage, something like that. But point being, you can get a lot of extra damage from your level 15 talent, and then the level 10 talent just makes it where you're going to hit 2-man, 3-man stuns like crazy. So he's going to drop his entire go onto Zai here, which is kind of risky because it puts him in the back line. Gets bailed up by IO? No, actually, wow. Doesn't get bailed up by IO. So kind of a rough fight. I actually think he makes the wrong decision here. I'm surprised he didn't jump onto the win. This win was like, you want to find the easy kill with the stun, right? Basically, the key to this hero in team fights, especially later team fights, is finding squishies on the outside of the fight. So I really don't know why they didn't go Nisha here. I don't know why you would go Zai. Maybe he just he thought he could burst Zai and not get Doom, but yeah, whatever. Just try to go on the other people on the outside. I think he had a very easy jump on Nisha here because he could have. The thing about Abyssal Alch is you can blink in Abyssal and then let the stun channel a bit and then throw it when the Abyssal is ending, right? And it's really nice for, it's really, really nice for chain stunning people. So that's huge as he just barely goes down, but they eventually get him. Is this actually a favorable fight for Liquid? I could see it being that. Oh no, the Glimmer. Oh, Quinn is going to live. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh my. But alright, that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned quite a bit about Alchemist. This is definitely, I don't know, it's probably the best carry in the game, maybe behind Medusa. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!